has like the quote-unquote support role, but he's sort of that like selfless player that will like pick the legend that is best for the team, but then he'll also go out and be the star of the team with that player. He's not just in the back.
When needed, though.
It's exactly.
It's like one of those things where it's like, I guess I'll save the world. It's fine.
He reluctantly grabs the responsibility of being the MVP.
I was needed at the time, you know.
Oh, Pavelski already starting off?
He's quite needed for Godly at the moment because Bartu and Pavelski have got this edge guard on Godly, and I don't think Godly touched the stage. He's got a dodge back, and Pavelski gets kicked out of the way, actually, and he does make it back. Great job saving those jumps. Got hit by quite a bit and is very damaged for it, but this is a good start for the red team.
So we already talked about several different players so far in this tournament getting lost in the sauce and going a little bit too far.
Yeah.
There is nobody better than Pavelski at doing that, and that's why we love him. That is one of the reasons everybody loves Pavelski. As they get the full team wipe, starting this one off so strong. Pavelski just on the beginning stages of orange. Bartu is going to be on the sort of middle stages of orange on this one as he gets zoned away with Fozey's side air on the blasters.
Pavelski's game plan with Bryn has been fantastic. He's been using the down sig quite a bit, and that's the second time that we've seen this Rayman. Fozey with the down sig. That was fantastic. But I was saying it was the second time we saw this Rayman down sig punished by multiple players from the ledge there. That time with spear recovery, and now even though it's an even game in stocks, Godly's still taking a ton of damage. And so I'm curious to see what Godly and Fozey do to respond to what the game plan of Bartu and Pavelski is, which is just really taking advantage of Bryn's lingering hitboxes on her signature kit and getting these really early knockouts. And Godly, quick adaptation there, gets that down signature, gets the spike, and keeps Bartu from saving Pavelski. They take the lead in stocks here in game number 1.
All of a sudden, Pavelski here on final stocks. Godly sent very far. Fozey trying to send Bartu over to the left blast zone. That neutral air, sort of that force field above. Pavelski is going to pick up a stock there. We are now even in this game. Going to be Godly spawning back in, picks up the axe. Pavelski takes out Fozey. I like the Bryn pick a lot here. Bryn is a very good legend, but also it's not Pavelski on gauntlets. When I see Pavelski on gauntlets, that's usually when he gets himself into trouble. So the fact that he's sort of a more standard legend with a lot of utility in the kit, I really like it.
And it's interesting. Oh, we got to watch this edge guard here. Sayer has to avoid it. No, Fozey gets the pickup. Bartu comes in for the save. Gravity cancel down. It was a beautiful choice there. Pavelski recovers back to the stage, but still Godly Fozey covering it there with that ground pound. And I want to talk about why the quote-unquote standard pick is actually like an exotic pick for Pavelski.
Yes.
I think that Pavelski's way of thinking probably mirrors that a little bit of Stingray's thinking in North America, but we've got this team combo coming up from Godly and Fozey down, saying all 3 blasts hitting there, and Bartu goes down to the D-Light ground pound, and Godly showing why he's such a good player off stage, clutches that 1v2 or that 2v1 there at the end of game number 1, and they take the lead in the set.
That was a nice quick cleanup for the blue team there. Took hardly any damage once they were in that 2v1.
Huge credit to Bartu to allowing Pavelski to survive as long as he did with that gravity cancel downlight. There's not very many moves that Axe can use that hit that lightly and hit at that great of an angle. And Bartu gave up his dodge to do it and still survived. Really great team play there. And he's going to be going into the next game with an adjustment by getting off the Rayman and going over onto the Val.
He's going to need to look for some more damage that game. Bartu putting out only 278, so under 300 damage, which isn't great, but he did take 538 in the process, so he took a decent amount of damage. Doesn't quite outweigh, but still okay.
It is an interesting metric that I think is actually just pretty straightforward. When you look over at Godly and Fozey, they were about a 20 damage difference between both of them, right? Like they were both putting out 500. Am I right?
No.
Or am I wrong?
422 from Fozey, 527 coming out from Godly.
So
100 damage, but that's not huge. By any means, that's not huge. I'm not going to look at Fozey and be like, you're not doing enough.
Whatever's winning is obviously the best thing. But when it comes to those sort of things, if your damage disparity is over half, it's something to look at there. So I agree with you, Bartu. Also agreeing with you, switching over to the Val, looking to have a little bit more damaging moves and consistency with these punishes on the sword. But that down tick from Fozey will catch that gravity cancel downlight, and Godly will get the sidelight recovery off the left side of the stage, and they'll take a lead here in game number 2.
So even though like one of the old picks that we really knew Pavelski from, dropping that D-Light into the recovery, but one of the old combos we knew from Pavelski was the Taros. That was a classic pick we saw Pavelski pick. But his axe is actually not doing most of the work here. It's really his Bryn spear that is doing 358 damage, basically triple the damage of his axe. So when he has the spear in hand, he's looking solid.
So good. goes down for
trouble.
that? Oh my gosh.
He's able to get out of it.
I was convinced Godly and Fozey were both down to that ground pound from Pavelski's spear. And I was like, what great timing, Sparky. You're talking about Pavelski's spear. But then Godly and Fozey, they're so crazy. Look at that. They're all making it back from this. Okay, finally.
Pavelski, the way he was maneuvering on the edge to get around the weapon toss, we're going to have to see that one in slow-mo because that was a beautiful edge guard.
And that's the amount of work that you have to put into edge guard a team like Godly and Fozey, apparently. Pavelski missing the one on the left side, goes over to the right and says, okay, this is the movement that I have to bring out to be able to even take your first stocks here in game number 2 as Godly and Fozey are on that right side of the stage, and Fozey takes down one and could take down a second one. Oh,
I don't know what the recovery from Pavelski was. Like, after Fozey caught Bartu in the neutral light, when Bartu is in the red, and then Pavelski just comes up and recoveries him. KO move.
I mean, it is. But this is Fozey. That's huge.
Oh, he's done.
Fozey
That's
falls.
massive.
Does not end up having the jumps to make it back after that fast fall. Goes down on a really early stock. Opportunity for the red team. But I'm going to use that moment to call out that what Pavelski's thinking is, if a knockout move is coming out here, it is better that it is mine than my teammates because the knockback is reduced when you do friendly fire. And that's just something to think about when somebody's caught in a long-standing move. And
you've changed my mind.
I honestly think that's what Pavelski was thinking.
It probably was. Even though there was no true follow-up option that Fozey would be going for off the Blaster's neutral light.
He just wanted to get him out of that situation. D-Light recovery. Oh, he goes with the neutral signature. Fozey covering him all the way up there. Godly hitting that recovery as well. It's a pretty close game in the sense that, okay, team combo. Oh, Barto, he misses the nair there. And that could have been a knockout if he just caught one of the blue team members.
Oh, Pavelski looking for the KO off the top. Doesn't quite get it. It's thrown out a flurry of recoveries. Fozey is going to end up getting the KO onto Bartu. Pavelski over on the wall, now back on the main platform. Going to be looking to avoid. Oh, that was a bull. And he went for it again as well. Eats a side air to the back of his head.
I mean, I think that was a really good option there to go for the double neutral stick there because you kind of have to do really crazy, risky maneuvers when trying to take down Godly or Fozey in a 1v2. And we're going to be seeing this replay here of this edge guard scenario. Check this out. Fozey and Godly are literally coordinating in real time their way to get back. Godly hits him with the nair, gets the chase dodge. They turn this into an edge guard situation against Pavelski, and they both make it back to the stage. And Pavelski, I mean, we didn't get to see that edge guard on the right side right afterwards because we're going into another game. No, so this is just going to be that side air. So we can talk about it later. But like Pavelski had to continue that edge guard all the way over into the right side of the stage. And Bartu once again switching to a character that hopefully could be more damaging on, because I think that was even less than the game before.
It was even less damage. This time it was 220. So yeah, definitely having an identity crisis on who he actually wants to play as, hoping that this Amethyst pick will be coming in here, the solution that they need to deal with the problem of Fozey and Godly, because Bartu has to do more damage. Pavelski even did more damage that game, so he did more of what was successful before, and Bartu also took more damage last game, but still, you have to be able to ditch it out.
Yeah, Pavelski doing hot on the Bryn so far, and this best of 5 is game 3 now, and if they go down here, they're going into the elimination bracket. Godly really doing well with the gauntlets there on that side. Aaron Bartu's got Fozey in the center of the stage. Nice downlight. Actually bats both of them away. Neutral light catches one landing, and Bartu with the axe was actually doing phenomenal there until Fozey slid underneath, got that down sig, and takes the first stock.
Ooh, nice ground pound from Pavelski to end up sending Godly flying. Then the neutral light came out from Fozey. Pavelski was able to get in between the two shots and find a punish on it. Great neutral air from Bartu. Pavelski just barely not getting hit by the neutral signature from Godly. That minimum charge time on it is so quick. Great follow-up there to be able to take Pavelski out. Godly's going to fall right after that. So blue team just holding on to a narrow lead as Fozey is still... Wow, I can't believe he was able to pick that up.
Yeah, Fozey's fantastic. Fast fell underneath, recentered himself so that he could punish the spear ground pound with the Blaster's recovery. A really precise maneuver to do there.
That's really tough to do with that move.
And if you just miss, you lose your stock. It's not exactly the most... peaceful thing to do. Oh, the side air to the neutral light. Fozey catches both of them. That down sig tries to call them out, and Fozey actually goes down for the first time this game. He's just playing better and better every single game. But that team combo from Pavelski with the extra bit of charge on the neutral sig could mean that Godly goes down here, but he doesn't. He makes it back, gets the hit on the Pavelski, and Fozey, so fantastic with Luke, gets the side sig, goes for the weapon throw, dive kicks Pavelski. He's not making it back. It's 4 stocks to 2, Sparky.
That was a great down air from Fozey to absolutely secure that one and clean it up. while they were both unarmed because they threw their weapons initially to attempt the takeout onto Pavelski. Godly is going to fall here again. We are seeing a massive lead here this time because of Fozey. He's doing such a good job of not taking damage. Now that's what Bartu was almost doing. Like, he was taking damage, but he was soaking it up, but he wasn't outputting damage. That's the opposite here for Fozey. Fozey is outputting damage and finding KOs.
I mean, Fozey's doing a lot, Sparky. He's finding damage, outputting KOs, getting team combos, saving Godly, setting up those team combos. That neutral light, Godly tries to fall with the dare, and he's covering landings with the down sig here with Luke that he's been so fantastic with on the blasters. Gets off stage for the side sig just to reposition for the Sarah, and he finally goes down to one stock there as Pavelski and Bartu have an opportunity here. They could take down Godly and get the 1v2, and I think that's their win condition to get the game for Sparky, because other than that, if they keep Fozey and Godly together, this could be rough. Saved by the Gauntlet neutral light no longer knocking out. Oh, but the X air is
I didn't even notice that Godly swapped over to the X. I was still looking at Fozey and thought Godly still had the pair of gauntlets in his hands, but no, comes in, big X side air, and they are going to take that one. Pavelski and Bartu are just like, unfortunately for them, like, they're going up against Fozey and Godly. They're going up against the #2 team in the world.
It is why I promise that normally I am not at a loss of words to say at the beginning before a set.
Tazza loves to talk.
When talking about the head-to-head, but really it was tough for me to say anything other than like, yeah, Godly Fozey win this.
I mean, that's what the viewer vote was. The viewers at home knew it. We knew it up here. Pavelski and Bartu just need a little bit more work here. It's just they're truly going up against, I'll say it again, the #2 team in the world. If you're not the #3 team in the world or the #1 team in the world, it's going to be tough. Tazza, tell me about this graph.
Well, we can see that Bartu was going down pretty early, right? And there was a moment there on that second